And we are live. Hello, everybody. I am really Unma. Boom. Boom. All right, live. I am Serialist233. I am part of the co-op Hello, welcome. I'm going to be doing Resident Evil. I've decided. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just. Sorry about the no thumbnail thing. I kind of did not do prepare. God, just get right into it. I have a lot that I need to do. A lot. I need. Um, kind of, not looking forward to this. Little. Not looking forward to this for the amount of effort I have to actually put into what I. Um. Uh. Um. Let's kind of go over everything I have to do for this next year of this journey. All right. Let's go over everything I have to do, right? It's a lot. It's a lot that I have to go over. And it's gonna take a minute. So, to kind of just give an idea of what the stream slash the next year is to kind of go over what the stream slash the next year of streams is gonna look like. It's basically moving tab. It's basically going to go as follows. I'm going to consume every piece of Resident Evil canon material there is. To put it simply, I hate myself, and I decided this would be a good idea, even though it's not a good idea. To put it simply, I decided every piece of Resident Evil material is up for grabs for what I will be doing. I will be doing watch along. I will be doing read along of the manga. I will be doing gameplay of through all the games that are considered canon. So anything canon I will be running through. That doesn't matter. And I will be doing it in chronological order, and that's what this document is. It's everything that's canon has follows. Everything that's canon everything that's canon I will do, and I will do it in chronological order that it happens in the Resident Evil timeline. That being said, I'm going to be doing all the remakes. All the remakes are considered canon, but they are also considered their own timeline. So like for Resident Evil 2 and 3, they are considered canon. However, that being said, even though they are considered canon, they are considered under their own timeline. So they happen in two separate timelines. I will be following the remake timeline. There hasn't been anything said about whether or not like what timeline we're in. As of all I know, and as of all of what the producers and directors for the game have said, that the both games are canon. We don't know what happens after 3 in terms of the canon, so we don't know like the events of 4 or well, more specifically 5, because we're getting 4 remake. Did the events of 4 or 5 remake happen in the new canon? Because I don't think they want that to be in the new canon. Trust me, those games did not do too well. 6 specifically. But that being said, as of right now, those games are canon. So I will be going through those games. I will be only doing the remakes of 2 and 3, and I will be doing Resident Evil remake, which actually replaces the original in terms of canon. Like outright. That's like the official canon. There is no like alternate time. It's a new canon. So I will be doing Resident Evil remake for that. That being also said, I will be doing Resident Evil 4 remake when that comes out. I will not be, doing Resident Evil for the original. I've played all the Resident Evil 4s on, I even fucking played that shit like on every available console that was on. I even fucking played it in VR, released recently to Oculus. I'm a huge Resident Evil 4 fan, as I'm sure most people are. It's the most popular game in the series. The reason why I want to do this is because 4 is coming out, and it being the most popular in the series, I figured now would be the time to come revisit these games. I'm always a big fan of kind of revisiting these games that are more my childhood, and kind of looking at them through the lens of somebody who's played a lot of games and have had a lot of different experiences, and seeing if these games truly hold up or if it's just nostalgia. I can now look at these games through a more matured lens of when I originally played them. That being said, we are starting from the very beginning in the timeline, which is Wesker's report. We're going to do Wesker's reports, which actually happened before 0 technically, but I think these released with the shortly after Resident Evil remake. If I sure, I think that's what, I don't remember exactly, just because of how long it's been. Like most of the stuff I'm not even caught up with, and I don't remember. Like I played Resident Evil 0 on the GameCube, way back. So that being said, it's definitely going to be a good refresher for me with these games, and kind of, just like it's just I've played most of these and I've watched most of these films. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so definitely going to be fun to go back through this, but it's definitely going to be very tedious just with the amount of games and side content I have to consume. That being said, I'm just going to kind of go over everything I have to do. I have to do Wesker's Report 2, then Wesker's Report, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, the beginnings chapter, so I have to only play the beginnings chapter. Then I have to do Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles Rebirth chapter, and then I have to do the Biohazard The Wicked North Sea novel, Resident Evil Outbreak File 1, Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, Resident Evil 3. I'm going to be playing the remake again, and I'm going to also be doing 3 up until the halfway point, which then the events of 2 happen. Then after 2, I will be returning to 3. And then I will be doing Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, Force Survivor Chronicles, Death's Door, Biohazard 4D Executioner movie. So that'll be the first watch along we really do. Survivor, Resident Evil Survivor, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Then I will be doing the Dark Side Chronicles Operation Javier chapter. Then I will be doing Resident Evil Dead Aim. And then I will be doing Wesker's Extra Report. So all this stuff is canon. I went through and I literally went and researched for a bit what is considered canon. All this stuff is considered canon. Prelude to the Fall manga, Umbrella Chronicles, Umbrella's End chapter, Umbrella Chronicles Dark Legacy chapter, RE4, and I will be doing RE4 remake. Hopefully by the time I finish this whole chunk, RE4 will have just released, and I'm thinking to finish this chunk in my streaming hours. It will have just dropped. I'm hoping to plan it just outright. So just be prepared if closer to RE4's release, there might be a lot of resonate. Separate Ways, which is the end chapters of RE4 where you play as Ada. Ada's report, Jessica's report, Resident Evil Revelations, the Degeneration movie. I put Infinite Dark Ass because at this point I was getting kind of fed up. It's Infinite Darkness, the Netflix show. 5 Lost in Nightmares DLC. 5 Desperation Escape DLC. Revelations 2, Damnation CGI movie. Ada's report for Damnation. The Marawa Desire manga. 6, and then I will be doing it in said these chapters as such. The Heavenly Island manga, 7 Daughters DLC. Umbrella Corps I'm actually not gonna do for 2 reasons. I don't think I would actually be able to find a game. If you don't know, Umbrella Corps is their online PvP game. Did not do very well. It was very poorly received, and the game died very shortly after. And secondly, it doesn't really have any story elements. All we know is that the game takes place between during the events of 7, or well, like during the events of the 7 DLC. 7, so like in that ballpark time. Then the Vendetta CGI movie, the 7 kitchen demo, 7 beginning hour demo, 7 bedroom DLC, 7 21 DLC, Resident Evil 7, 7 Not a Hero DLC, 7 End of Zoe DLC, 8, and then I will also be doing the Resident and so Shadows of Rose DLC is actually something tough not playing it for what will probably take about a year to get to, because I actually really I speed ran 8. It won't take me. I beat the game. I will a little slow, probably one. But yeah, that's pretty much the journey we're about to go on. So, that being said, I do want to kind of want to date the to like kind of give an idea of when this journey was started. So get ready to see this notepad at least once a stream to multiple times a stream. But yeah, let's just get right into it, right? Wesker's report 2. 2 is about 35 minutes. It's a complete one, but I think that includes also 1. So we're just gonna do Wesker's report 2. Get right in. It's gonna, 35 minutes. Got to do this and then get into 0. I'm hoping to start 0 by today. We'll see how I feel after we watch both reports. There's like a total of like 40 minutes plus 40 minutes plus 45 minutes.
July 31st, 1978.
I will say Wesker's
The
old
first
voice
time I
actor
visited
before
the
new
place
Wesker is so
was the summer of my 18th year. That makes it about 20 years ago. As I got off the helicopter, I remember the
This is about
sight of the swirling wind
game.
the helicopter blades whipped into the air. When viewed from above, the old mansion seemed quite normal. But when seen from the ground, there was something foreboding and unapproachable about it. Birkin, my junior by 2 years, seemed as usual to be only concerned with the document he was holding. We were assigned to the mansion 2 days earlier, on the day that the executive training center we had belonged to was closed. It all seemed like it was planned, too much of a coincidence. But probably the only person who knew the real truth was Spencer. Spencer was one of the main guys in charge of America's T-virus research at the Arklay Research Facility. As soon as we got off the helicopter, the head of the facility was standing in front of the elevator, ready to greet us. I can't even remember the guy's name. Who really cares about formalities and figureheads like him? From that day on, the Arklay Research Center was ours. As chief researchers, we were put completely in charge of all aspects of the facility. Of course, that is just how Spencer had planned it all out. He chose us. We ignored the facility head and got on the elevator. I had already memorized the building layout the day before, and Birkin, although he has no bad intentions, never really pays much attention to other people. Most people probably get pretty irked from the first 5 seconds that they meet us. However, the facility head had no reaction at all. But then, I was a young buck, completely full of himself, so I didn't really pay the facility head any mind. But in the end, I was really only Spencer's puppet, and the facility head, whose boss was Spencer, at least actually knew what Spencer was up to and what he was thinking. The whole time we were riding in the elevator, Birkin never took his eye off the documents he was holding.
He never
The
took his
document
eyes
that
off.
Birkin was
I never took.
scrutinizing so closely was a report about a new virus that has shown up in Africa. It was called Ebola. At
Ebola.
this moment, there were many people all throughout the world who were studying the Ebola virus. However, I think there were 2 major reasons why they were studying it. To help people and to kill them. As you probably know, the death rate of someone affected by Ebola is 90%. In 10 days, it quickly destroys a person's organs. Even now, there are no known ways to prevent it or cure it. It could, quite possibly, destroy a large part of the human race. Of course, even before this, due to the Biological Weapons Prohibition Pact, it was illegal for us to study the virus as a weapon. However, even if we weren't the ones to research it,
Crazy in 2003 was like, yeah, Ebola. And then 10 years later, we had an actual Ebola fucking pandemic happen.
There is a thin line in international law between what is acceptable and what is prohibited. And so, it became necessary to research how the virus study information would be used as a method of prevention, not as a weapon. There really is no difference in the way in which you research a virus as a cure from how you research it as a weapon. But since the two are very similar, it is possible to pretend you are researching a cure, while in fact, be researching the virus as a weapon.
I think there is a difference.
At that time, for whatever reason,
Because
Birkin may have been looking at the Ebola report. He wasn't really researching the
Wait,
Ebola
that's not
virus.
the red
The
hat.
Ebola virus.
I'm
had
looking
two
at
main
ways
spots.
to
First of all,
fucking make sure
the virus would
everybody
only
gets
survive
it.
for a few days, if not inside a human body. It would soon die if under sunlight, ultraviolet light, for too long. Secondly, since it kills the host too quickly, there isn't enough time to transfer, infect other hosts. Finally, the virus is only transferable through direct touch, and so it can be easily prevented. Try to imagine the following. If a person who was heavily infected, the disease had spread all throughout their body, could actually stand and walk around, and without knowing it, was in direct contact with other people of their own accord. What if the RNA of the Ebola virus could actually alter a person's genetic code? And if, through that, a person was able to carry
If this
the
could have
virus
been
without
our reality,
dying?
Ebola.
What if this person had the resilience of a monster? That is, wouldn't this
That
person be a living dead whose body carried the virus? Something that could infect others, sort of like a living biological weapon. I guess we are lucky that the Ebola virus doesn't have the potential to do such things. I wonder if we will be successful in holding out to such a virus without it getting into the wrong person's hands. The Arklay lab, headed up by Spencer, was built for that purpose, it seemed. To create a disease capable of the characteristics I listed before. Officially, it was just a
we could have been.
company
We could have lived in the.
viruses. But the truth is, it was really a factory for manufacturing biological weapons. The origin of the company was to create new starter viruses by recombining genes. In order to produce biological weapons out of these new starter viruses, they began studying virus mutations in order to strengthen the basic viruses they had created. This was known as the T-virus experiment. RNA-based starter viruses can easily be mutated. Through those mutations, it is possible to strengthen their traits. The reason Birkin was so interested in the Ebola virus was that he was thinking of recombining the Ebola genes into a starter virus to strengthen its attributes. By the time we had arrived at the research center, there was already a sample of the Ebola virus waiting for us. We changed elevators several times, finally reached the upper level of the complex. When we arrived, even Birkin looked up. It was the first time we had met her. We hadn't heard a single word about her before. She was a secret of the utmost confidentiality at the research center, and they didn't let any information about her out of the compound. According to the records, she was at the research center from the very moment it was first built. She was 25. But we didn't know her name, nor why she was here.
It's crazy how the live action movies
as the experimental subject
became so shit with this amount of like actual background storytelling.
Was November 10th.
All because the director wanted to employ his wife.
We did T-virus experiments on her for all of 11 years. Birkin mumbled something. Maybe they were words cursing.
Dude, what the fuck's up with his smile?
Maybe they were words of praise.
Like that. That's smart, bro. That should go all the way up past his nose, dude.
We had two choices: to succeed in our research, or to lay here rotting like she was. Of course, that meant we really only had one choice. She was bound to a pipe bed, and something about her made me think Had this been a part of Spencer's plan all along?
Hmm. Not Spencer. This guy planning, dude? What is this guy planning? And this report is the 10th anniversary of the first of the four is actually 2002. Fuck.
July 27th, 1981. Today, a 10-year-old girl was sent here as a chief researcher from Umbrella's Antarctica research facility. Her name was Alexia Ashford. I was 21. Birkin was 19. As annoying as it was, the whole Arklay complex was rampant with rumors of Antarctica Alexia.
Problematic.
Nobody talked about anything else. She had been at Umbrella for a long time. The older guys at Umbrella knew the legendary Ashford name. Before we ever reached a dead end in our research, one of the old-timers would say, if only Professor Edward was still alive. If I remember correctly, Edward Ashford was one of the people who first discovered the starter virus and who originally planned creating the T-virus. However, he died soon after Umbrella was founded. It's been 13 years since his death, so is there really anything to gain by
R.I.P.,
having
dude.
high expectations of the Ashford lineage? And in fact, the Antarctic Research Center founded by
Because
his
he's
son hadn't
dead
yielded a
doesn't
single
mean like
result.
his whole family
Don't people
fucking
know the
lineage.
limits of
It's like
Alexia's
ass.
smarts?
Like
She is
fucking
only Edward's
dude
grandson,
died.
after all.
Fucking rip,
From the
dude.
day
Your
she
whole
came,
generation is shame for
worthless,
fucking
good-for-nothing
dying.
subordinates began to say, it's a good thing Alexia is here. She may be from a famous family, carry great genes within her, but nonetheless, I knew it was going to be a real hassle having subordinates with such a lack of good judgment. It's idiots like that who, if they accidentally stuck their foot in a bucket, wouldn't be able to move or figure out what to do unless someone told them. At least I could still tell the difference. However,
God, I
if
forget
at
how
that time I had
egotistical
gone
this
set
man
about the whole
is.
thing, it would have just slowed down our progress on the T-virus research. Unless you can keep your cool and still be decisive no matter what the circumstances, then success will always evade you. At that time, I was thinking this. By making good use of the past, then we could definitely yield good results. And if some of those old-timers, who feasibly could die at any second, then they would make great test subjects. After all, do you think it is possible to stand above the people if you can't rationally use their human resources well? However, the problem was Birkin. The way he reacted to the Alexia rumor was terrible. He never really said it, but for Birkin, the fact that he was the youngest person to ever be a chief researcher was always something he was proud of. That pride was severely injured by having a mere 10-year-old become a chief researcher. It was probably the first time someone so talented as he had ever tasted defeat. He just couldn't accept the younger girl of good lineage to be made a fool of by someone who hadn't gotten any results. Someone who had worked so far away. The fact that he couldn't get over it showed his immaturity. However, even though he was still immature,
Bro, you're like,
no matter what,
he's like
I
a
had to bring him
19.
back to his senses.
You're like 20.
It was during these 3 years that our research moved up to the second level. It was at this point that we fixed upon the idea of making a living biological weapon. We started to call the T-virus by a new name, Zombie. However, it was impossible to get a 100% infection ratio. Within people, there is a subtle difference that the virus couldn't totally overtake. It seems compatibility was also a major factor. About 10% of the people who were injected with the zombie virus didn't get infected.
Dumb.
And this was something that, no matter how hard we researched, we just couldn't overcome. A disease that would affect 90% of all humans seemed to me to be quite an effective weapon. But Spencer didn't see it that way. Spencer said he was hoping for a specialty virus that could easily wipe out everyone. But why in the world would he want something like that? One important characteristic of biological weapons was that they could be developed cheaply. However, the biological weapon that we were researching started to become very costly. If Spencer was in it just for the money, then he probably wouldn't have chosen to spend the extra money on researching a specialty virus that infected and wiped out 100% of its victims. It just wasn't financially worth it. Why
Yeah,
would he want
also,
to
like,
ignore all
statistically, if you're able
financial
to have a
concerns, just
90%
continue
success
research?
rate, that's also really good.
If by
Such a,
changing the idea of war through biological warfare, he was attempting
yeah,
to monopolize all
in, like,
military
warfare.
industries, then I would have understood that. But even to this day, I have no idea what his true intentions were. But whatever Spencer's real reason was, Birkin was planning on making a biological weapon that would increase a country's military capacity. Not to just manipulate the genes of the T-virus, but also by adding other genetic code. He was planning on creating him. A military biological weapon that could annihilate those who went unaffected by the virus, as well as people who were wearing antiviral gear and equipment. This weapon was later named Hunter. However, that experience was
Hunter.
temporarily.
His
put on
name is
hold
Hunter. And
in
this
order
one's
to protect the
Jared.
test subjects from Birkin. Birkin's pace was quickened by Alexia's existence. He began to act out of the ordinary. He would stay at the lab for 24 hours straight, attempt experiments that he hadn't really thought out. I tried to use other researchers to get as many samples from the subjects
That's a
before
whole
they
lot.
died, but I just couldn't keep up with his pace. The head facilitator brought in a new subject as if nothing had ever happened, but she too soon died. It was hell. And within that hell, there was but one person living. The female test subject's body that continued to live on. She was already 28 years old, having lived 14 of the years in this research facility. Someone whose consciousness had been taken away by the starter virus that had been injected into her 14 years ago. Someone who, if their heart did happen to actually be alive, would only hope for death, but she continued to survive. Why was only she able to survive this long? Her basic experiment data and that of other test subjects seemed to be the same. It would still take a long time for us to solve this riddle.
very interesting. I
December 31st, 1983. The winter of my 6th year at the Arklay Research Center. For the past 2 years, there were no significant results, and time seemed to just stagnantly flow along. But before long, we had a breakthrough. The thing that started it all was a report we got that morning. Antarctica Alexia had died. The cause of her death was that she accidentally got infected by a virus that she herself was researching. It was called the T. Veronica virus. Alexia was 12 years old. It seemed she was just a little too young to be undertaking such dangerous experiments. There were many rumors to be heard. One particular rumor actually suggested that she injected the T. Veronica into her own body. No matter what the circumstances, I find that particular theory to be implausible. Probably, she was just so shaken up over her father's disappearance 1 year earlier that she just made a mistake in the experiment. After that, Alexia's last remaining blood relative, her twin brother, who had worked in the Antarctica Research Center, came and picked up her work where she left off, but no one had any expectations of him. In the end, the Ashford family was basically dead, without even yielding a single advance for the experiment. It was just as I thought. A legend is, after all, merely that, a legend. After the news of Alexia's death, Birkin changed. Or I guess I should say, he returned back to his normal self. But I guess the biggest thing was that all of his subordinates now had no choice but to think of him as the main researcher, since now there was no one who could surpass his talents. However, with that, it became taboo for anyone to talk about Alexia in front of him. He fiercely opposed me when I planned on getting a sample of the T. Veronica virus. I had no choice to put finding the truth about Alexia's research on the back burner. In the end, even though the situation was at its best, Birkin himself failed to grow up and advance his research. However, at that time, I was concerned more about a different question at hand. The Arklay Research Center was surrounded by a dense forest. I often hiked through the forest, but since the center was located in a mountain region, there was never anyone to be found nearby. The only method of transportation was by helicopter, and the center wasn't exactly the type of place that people came to visit. One important reason for the fact that the center was located in such an isolated location was to prevent the virus from getting out in the instance of a leak. However, biological weapons aren't that simple. Viruses don't only infect humans, they can infect other things as well. Any virus is usually capable of infecting more than one host. For example, the number of species that the ordinary influenza virus, the common flu, is recognized as infecting are birds, pigs, horses, seals, and humans. The difficult part is not that all types of animals and people within a species are affected. Even though within the bird species, ducks and chickens are affected, all other birds are not. And if a virus mutates, then the kinds and number of hosts it affects changes. So, it is impossible to create a virus that is capable of affecting everything. And that was the main problem, trying to adapt the T virus so that it would affect everything that it came in contact with. After Birkin became useless, I started investigating the T virus's communicative infection rate. It was then that I found out it was a fact that the T virus could infect almost any kind of living thing. Not just animals, but plants, insects, fish, almost any species. The virus had the power to expand and disperse all over the earth. Whenever I would leave the center for a walk in the woods, I would always think to myself, why did Spencer choose this place? Because there were lots of different types of species concentrated in the woods. If the virus ever did get out here, then what would happen to a place where there were this many type of living things present? In the case of insects, They are small, so you might not think of them as dangerous, even if they are secondary carriers of the virus. However, insects usually exist in swarms, and that huge number makes them a very dangerous carrier indeed. If they were carriers, then how far would the virus spread? If a plant was a carrier then, since they can't move, you wouldn't expect them to be able to infect many people. However, what about the pollen that comes from plants? Considering those factors, the center was an extremely dangerous place to run virus research. And if you really think about it, the location of the Ashford's Antarctica Research Center was really a much safer and obvious choice. It would almost seem as if this place was specifically chosen as a location for the purpose of spreading the virus. But I just can't imagine that would really be so. What is Spencer trying to get us to do? This was a major issue, so big that I couldn't tell the other researchers. At this time, the only person that I felt I could have talked with about this was Birkin, but it was evident that telling him would be meaningless. I needed more information. It was at that time that I first began to feel the limitations of my position as researcher. I needed to get myself a position that had more access to information that would reveal Spencer's true objective. I felt no love lost for throwing away my position as a researcher in order to find out. But I couldn't rush things, because if Spencer ever got wind of what I was doing, then it would be all over. I jumped back into my research, and it was business as usual, so as not to call attention to my plans. During those times, the female test subject that continued to survive was left in some corner and forgotten. A living could have been. We began to call her that, sometime after she stopped yielding useful data for us. At least, until 5 years later, that is. July 1st, 1988. The summer of our 11th year at Arklay was just starting. I was already 28. Birkin had become a father and already had a 2-year-old daughter. His wife was one of the researchers that worked at Arklay. You would normally think it hard to understand someone wanting to get married and raise a child, all the while doing the research. But it is said that only non-ordinary people ever continue to do research at Arklay. Only the crazy ones ever succeeded here. And so, after 10 long years, our research finally reached the 3rd stage. To create a living biological weapon that was a soldier, that would follow strict orders, obey its program, and have intelligence. It was the so-called Tyrant, basically a monster that we set out to create. However, there was a major obstruction to our research back then. Finding a basic body for Tyrant. The biggest problem was that suitable bodies for Tyrant were, at that time, genetically very limited. The source of the problem lay in the nature of the T-virus. The T-virus mutation used to create zombies and hunters could be used on just about any human, but it would also cause a decline in the subject's brain capacity. If the subject didn't have a certain amount of intelligence, then it couldn't function as a tyrant. Birkin tried solving the problem by picking out new mutagens that would keep down the wear and tear on the subject's brain, so long as the subject fit the tyrant profile. However, the number of people that had suitable genetics to accept the tyrant cells were very limited. In a genetic analysis simulation, it was found that only 1 in 1 million had the genetic makeup to become a tyrant. Any other person would merely become a regular zombie. If we could have continued with our research, then I'm sure we could have found a way to make a different type of T-virus that could change more people into tyrants. However, in order to do that research, we first needed people that were perfectly suitable for the new mutation. The odds of us being able to bring one of those few people living in America that fit the profile was extremely low. In the end, the only thing they were able to do was to, by force, bring a few close contenders in from other labs. Even before we had the chance to start our research, it seemed we had already hit an obstacle. At that time, I heard a rumor about another location in Europe, where they had already reached the 3rd level of producing a living biological weapon, using a method that no one had thought of. It was known as the Nemesis Plan. In order to change the stagnant working pace and conditions, I took it upon myself to get a sample of one of the subjects from that plan. Of course, Birkin first disagreed with me, but in the end, I was able to get him to reconsider. Everyone had no choice but to recognize the fact that, until we found a suitable tyrant subject, our research wasn't going anywhere. The package from Europe came at midnight, several days later, after a series of broadcasts, proposals, and counter-proposals. That box that contained it landed on the helicopter pad. It read, Nemesis Prototype. I had to use some very strong tactics to get the incomplete thing where it was being researched in France, but all the while, Spencer was backing me up, pulling all of his strings and using his influence. Only Birkin showed no interest in it until the end, but he at least recognized it as an important part of the experiment. The sample was developed to create a never-before-seen, totally new form. By manipulating genes, they had artificially created a living parasite. That was what Nemesis really was. It could latch onto another organism's brain, and then take control of the host's brain, bringing it a high level of destructive power. By combining intelligence with a destructive body suitable for battle, they were able to form the ultimate biological weapon. And if they could complete the project, then they would be capable of creating warlike bodies without having to worry about the intelligence issue. However, the problem was that the parasite containing it was not stable. The only thing written within the document that was attached to the sample was, failure, sample died, over and over again. Anything that had been affected and whose intelligence was being controlled would die within 5 minutes. We all understood that messing around with the incomplete prototype was very dangerous. If we could only somehow manage to extend the amount of time that the hosts would live, then we could take control over the project. That was what I was aiming for. Of course, we would use her as our test subject. Surely her unusually high endurance would be perfect for sustaining the Nemesis prototype parasite for a long time. Even if she didn't last that long, it's not as if we would be losing anything special anyways. However, the experiment yielded a result that was opposite from what I was predicting. The Nemesis parasite that tried to enter her brain disappeared. At first, I didn't even know what was going on. I couldn't believe that she would be the one to mix with the parasite genes without dying. That was the beginning. Somewhere within that undying body of hers, there had been a change. We had to re-examine her from head to toe one more time. During our 10 years of research, she had been totally and thoroughly examined, but this time, we ignored that previous data. For the 21 years that she had been here, for the first time, something was finally happening. After she had already survived longer than other subjects who had received the Nemesis virus, It was only Birkin that started to realize what was happening. There was something within her. That something was a deviation from the T-Virus plan. Something new that gave way to a new form. Something that changed our destiny. It was the beginning of the G-Virus plan.
A lot of information taken. We're not done yet. Straight into Wesker's report. Report which actually comes before. It actually comes before. Or before. 23 minutes. Let's just get right into it. It's gonna take a bit. She's out of order because
My
that's
name
the
is Albert Wesker.
order
I
they come.
aspired to become a leading researcher at Umbrella Inc., a pharmaceutical enterprise who covertly conducted bioorganic weapons,
Hey.
better known as BOW, for development. But at the Leader Development Training Ground situated in Raccoon City, I met a brilliant and talented researcher who made me decide to take a different path.
Chronology.
William Birkin. In time, I shifted my position to STARS, a special forces unit of the Raccoon Police Department. Umbrella, for crisis management reasons of their illegal bioorganic weapons development, had many of its people working in the police department. I became the leader of STARS and conducted all sorts of intelligence activities for Umbrella. As I continued to serve, I devised my own plans and waited for the right moment to execute them. Then at last, opportunity knocked. The freak murder incident that occurred in a forest near the mansion started it all. The mansion was Umbrella's secret BOW laboratory, and it was clear that the in-development T-Virus was the cause of the murder. Initially, Umbrella instructed me secretively to keep serve. I devised my own plans and waited for the right moment to execute them. Then at last, opportunity knocked. The freak murder incident that occurred in a forest near the mansion started it all. The mansion was Umbrella's secret BOW laboratory, and it was clear that the in-development T-Virus was the cause of the murder. Initially, Umbrella instructed me secretively to keep STARS out of the case. But, with the heightened emotions of the citizens, STARS had no choice but to move in. That's when my next order was given. Dispatch STARS to the mansion, dispose of them, then report the situation to headquarters so that their combat with the BOW could be used for data analysis, allowing Umbrella a comprehensive portrait of the BOW's combat abilities. From the two STARS teams, I first pitched in the Bravo team. As expected, the top elite of STARS gave all they had and became useful sample data. Then following, I geared up the Alpha team to search and rescue the lost Bravo team. The members of the Alpha team also proved their worth, and as expected, many died. There were 5 survivors from the initial 11 STARS members. From the Alpha team were Chris Redfield, Joe
Damn, it's
Valentine,
Chris.
and Barry
Jill
Burton.
Sandwich.
And from the Bravo
Bert.
team were Rebecca Chambers and Enrico Marini.
I don't know what happened.
God. Original game
What
is
is that?
old.
I'll go and check.
Okay, Jill and I will stay in the hall in case of an emergency.
Chris, take care.
It's just. It's literally just gonna show.
It was time to begin executing my plans. In the midst of the whole affair, I could take Umbrella's ultimate bioorganic weapon, the Tyrant, and join forces with an opposing corporation of Umbrella. To buy into that opposing corporation, I would need the actual combat data of the Tyrant. The surviving privileged members of STARS were just the perfect bait.
Oh, fuck.
I decided to have one of them play the Judas and draw them to the Tyrant. That Judas was Barry.
Barry!
Barry was the strong truth and justice kind and cherished his family more than anything. His type is easy to manipulate. I simply took that most important thing away from him. My only miscalculation was the high potential of Chris and Jill. But with the family man, Barry, playing the Judas, the scheme went as planned. Then the winds turned unexpectedly.
Jill, what good timing. A moment ago I heard someone's voice coming from this hole.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Listen, the stars are going to be finished soon. Someone is a traitor.
No.
Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
I had to eliminate Enrico, who found out what was behind it all. I used Barry to get to him.
Enrico!
After I successfully got rid of that nuisance, I awaited the sample specimen that Barry would bring to me in the Tyrant's room.
Scar,
You did a fine job, Barry.
just as I thought. Why do you have to destroy stars?
That's Umbrella's intention. This laboratory has been engaging in dangerous experiments.
Oh,
and recently, an
his
accident has occurred.
voice is
Anyway, this disaster cannot.
It's-
be
I
made
forgot.
public.
so different.
That's why having stars nosing about is so inconvenient. So you're a slave of Umbrella now, along with these virus monsters.
Barry, go up on the ground and wait there.
Barry!
So
I just used him for my
Barry.
personal purposes. Both you and Barry seem to think I was
I can't
following
get
orders from Umbrella.
So you're planning something else?
If you succeeded in developing the world's most powerful biological weapon, what would you do? What if you were in charge?
So you're going to steal
sounds like
all
a
the
self-help
research?
video. What if you
Better yet,
charge
I'm
your
going to show you the tyrant.
I injected the virus I obtained from Birkin in advance. If I made Umbrella believe I was dead, it made it far more convenient to sell myself to the opposing corporation. According to Birkin, the virus had profound effects. It would put my body in a state of temporary death. It would then bring me back to life with superhuman powers. Therefore, I unleashed an awesome tyrant from its slumber and let it attack me.
What? Don't come
What?
this way! No!
As my consciousness faded away, I was certain that the whole scheme would end in success. Never did I imagine that stars could slay the evil creation. I lost the tyrant, and the plan I devised, which cost me my humanity, ended in failure. Now, anyone or anything that stood in my way would be terminated. It has been that way for a long time, and it always will be. At all costs, I had to make stars pay.
Damn, bro, this fucking 19p, dude. The whole, I can count pixels on the screen.
Two months had passed since the mansion incident. To regain everything that I had lost in my new organization, I joined hands with Ada Wong, a female agent who was also sent to spy on Umbrella.
Identify yourself. Ada Wong.
Okay, I feel like everything after this. Don't like the covers. This covers the there. But that being said,
Take this. Find them.
In the chaos, Umbrella Europe applied a new type bow called Nemesis.
See those people right there?
stuff we've already seen. All right, I guess we're going into zero then. What's that? That is so loud. Fuck it. For you, you can hear that. At least you shouldn't. I mean, it looks pretty good for how old. I'm not like. There's no way to like. I
Let's regroup.
Okay.
out.
Come on.
Play a game. Crazy. Like, I don't think. Oh, the not gonna change it. I think got it. Well, unsupported function. I got too greedy. The game said no. You want to play this shit in a reasonable resolution? Go fuck yourself. Sorry, game. Sorry. That should be reasonable. But it doesn't. Hopefully. Oh, into this. Level 0. Back on. Gonna do normal. Probably gonna do for all of these except for 8. Maybe 4. I might. What is current standards? Game was. I don't even know. We're gonna do all that. Resident Evil ahead of its asking for subtitles before you start. Oh boy.
A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City. A solitary island far off in the sea, Rockfort Island. An island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet intensely traumatic events. Though it is believed that the international enterprise Umbrella was somehow involved, little is known as to the origin of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-virus created? To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning, before the mansion incident.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
Do about it. Hold off for a while. But I wonder how those R&D people would react to this.
Pink. Yeah. Bro. Is that the girl they were talking?
It began as a simple investigation of some bizarre murders in the suburbs of Raccoon City. Nothing in our training could ever have prepared us for the nightmare that ensued. We never stood a chance.
What's going on?
What?
Engine failure. Emergency
Do we-
landing.
Huh?
Check the current position and investigate the surrounding area.
Captain, look! Captain!
What happened?
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cohen, ex-lieutenant, 26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoners to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone, let's separate and survey the area. Our friend is brutal and ruthless. Keep your guard up.
A train?
Or to safe. Oh no, that's a map. That's the door to the dining. Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize camera looks pretty good for how old. To be fair, they used the
This is Officer Chambers from STARS Bravo team.
ooh,
Please
alert.
identify yourself. Is someone there?
This good thing. What? Wait. Ah, get off me. Get off me.
What just happened? I thought they were dead.
Thanks. Thanks for the input. Goddamn, this game really did not give any fucks for the direction it wants. Alright. Like, it tells you nothing about how to play. Dude, old games are brutal. It seems like it's using... Down. Oh. That guy's spasm. Fuck. Doesn't seem to be any. Yes. Orders came in charge of investigating the Arc Clay Mountain. Moving in two groups. The group is assigned to start checking of the abandoned equipment experiment. July 16th. Fortunately, test production of POW Y139 suspended. The same type Y still so much. The crustacean. There's Depending on the species or condition, one dose bring about will change validity, size, multiplication of internal toxins. If these effects can be controlled, a powerful weapon could be produced. But the sudden development of the shell results in corresponding fragility. Certain areas become exceedingly problematic. One head therapy. This lab we are going to, were they pursuing the same research, it would be certain. It would certainly help to find data. Example, help. The day is finally approaching. Growing more angry. The Raccoon City newspapers and TV stations are full of reports about bizarre sub camping. If it is, no, I can't think of that now. Become real. The rain is beating fiercely. You wonder how. Fine. This poor guy. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any. I am gonna use it. Right? Because I think investigation is stained with blood. Some section. I'm gonna grab a water real quick because I'm gonna be doing water. Water secured. 8 miles north of Raccoon City in the Arklay Mountains lie our company's management training facility. It was shut down years ago. Now, W are conducting a preliminary study into the reopening of the facilities. First investigation unit is already on site and opening action. I want our team to provide support. The following orders will embark and one till el best gay o The rest is torn and again. Especially if I'm it's locked. Can't be opened. The door reads conductor's office. There's a card reader. Like the door will open. Train employee's corpse has been brutally torn apart. Holding.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me. Been fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Oh, I see. You're with stars.
Stars.
Well, no offense, honey, but your kind doesn't seem to want me around. So, I'm afraid our little chat time is over.
Wait! You're under arrest.
No thanks, Dollface. I've already worn handcuffs.
I could shoot, you know.
If she really was part of the cops, she would have shot.
Edward! Are you alright? What happened?
It's worse than... We can't. You must be careful, Rebecca. The forest is full of zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
Oh no. Ow, fucker. Ah! Edward, you were so happy just a few hours ago. Nice holdings. Yeah, I will take your M. Are you kidding? About to get by my... R.I.P. Edward. Gone and forgotten. I will not remember by the end. Passenger luggage. Passenger luggage is... Through, I have count. Therefore, M and 4M. Hello?
This is Rebecca.
Is she Rebecca? No. Enrico.
Enrico!
Train.
Hello! Can you read me? Please respond.
Rebecca, I can hear you. Now listen up. We've obtained detailed information on the fugitive from a document found in the wrecked wagon. Billy Cohen killed as many as 23 people. Over.
23 people.
We have also confirmed that he was institutionalized, so keep your guard up. Can you hear me, Rebecca? Over. Stay alert, Rebecca. He wouldn't think twice before killing you.
But he did. He did think twice. Didn't kill him. Oh. But it was a different one. This luggage lies strewn about the cabin. The seats are stained with red blood. Door. Train key. You don't seem to need this key right away. Sure. You've only been to one room. I'm gonna open this one door up. Oh, this key's useless. Boop. Goodbye. Look at those fucking reflections, bro. This shit was funny.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in. Why
Who
don't we
three?
cooperate?
Some shit like that.
Cooperate with you?
Who owes it with?
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train. And I, for one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
I'm a big...
Right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
What am I trying? Note. Or reading. Take a sip. Notice to the supervisor. When closing the dining car, supervisors are asked to switch off the automatic doors after ensuring all staff have vacated the car. The main automatic door power switch is located on the roof of the fifth car. Inspections will take place when the train is garaged. After inspections are complete, use the ladder at the rear of the second floor of the dining car. Umbrella Corp Maintenance Department. You got the notice of this. Upstairs. Bye. Step. 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 Fire. Counter littered with slips of paper. It's half eaten. On the table. I've been missing on the table. Cutscene. Oh. Seem to be enjoying your meal. It's a little blurry in here. Hello?
Excuse me, sir.
Are you okay? Ah, it's the slugs. Ewy. Bro. Ah, it's a slug, man. I didn't reload. Ow. Uh-oh. Oh. Bam. Bam. So cool. He's so...
Are you okay?
So mad.
Who is that guy?
What's going on? Who's controlling the train?
go and check out the first engine car. Listen, we gotta cooperate with each other from now on. You got that?
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you like being worm bait.
All right. But you just remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you.
Thank you. I wasted a lot of it.
If you find anything, give me a call. All right?
Alright. Bye-bye. Yes, is. Player's Manual 2. Where's Player Manual 1? Character switching. You switch control between the two lead characters, Rebecca and Billy, and use their different abilities to progress through the game. Character you are currently controlling is called the main character. The character you do not control is called the partner character. Controlling the partner character. Partner character generally moves independently, but you can use R to control them yourself. Selecting partner on the status screen allows you to assign instructions to the character. Solo. Both characters move independently. Team partner follows the main character. Attack. Partner attacks automatically. Partner will not attack. You can also press to switch between solo and behavior. Press Y on the status screen to switch characters. You will need to switch characters in order to progress in certain situations. When your partner character nearby, you can exchange items on the status screen. Choose the item from the main character's item box and select exchange. Rebecca has the following attributes: can combine herb-related items, weak defense, can use a mix that combine chemicals. Billy has the following attributes: cannot combine herb-related items, strong offensive, can push many large objects. Both main characters and partner characters will die if they take too much damage. You should always keep an eye on their condition. Partner being attacked in different will call help for help over it. If partner does call, go to help as quickly as possible. Some puzzles cannot be solved by only one character. When you are stuck, try to see if using your partner will help. Okay. I am Bill. Oh, move, Rebecca. Step. 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 Think. Step. 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 Ladder here. It's to lead up to the roof. The ladder? Yes. Fine. 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 Fine.
Wow.
Wait. No, go the other way, Rebecca. This. It's nothing. That literally means nothing. Oh. Move. Step. 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 Let me in. There's a gaping hole in the roof. It's too dangerous to get in closer. You kidding me? Get around. Yes. Ooh. Apple. Ah. The services was stopped at the first floor. Call the service? Sure. You can go heal because she's very low. Alright, Rebecca. I sent you something. Go home. Slowly but surely. Game can't be too long. Mainly concentrated on the strain, if I recall. That's not a very great body. This game is labeled as Fire Emblem. Fuck. Guys. Take two. Only put me fucking juice. Good. Find something. Send this down. Yes. Well, he's got it. Right? This drink. Keep running. Keep running. Ooh, good joke. Gotta save ammo. Probably. Resident Evil games are not about as killing. I don't think. I don't. Fucking good verdict. Oh, conductor, which is that one. Yep. 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 Nope. I'm not playing your game, Resident Evil. I know your tricks. I'm not gonna shoot every fucking. Stupid. Use the. Ooh. Take. Note from the conductor. The key card for the draft compartment is in my bag as always, but I need the other guy's key too to open the damn thing. Fuck about it. But it, like I've lost it. If it was a normal key, someone would be sure to turn it in. But this key is different. I'll look for it too, but if you happen to find it, hand it in. Thanks in advance. A note. The conductor. Appear to be documenting. Very nice. They're scattered all over the deck. There's a switch here. Flip it. There appears to be locked. There are that look like this. Okay, I found out how to reload. The ladder. I wanna fucking be real. Glass and bottles are scattered all over these bottles. Over the emergency brake will act. Huh? Save. Safe. Don't. Where's the stay using? I do a test. Doesn't. I have. Fuck. Pick up. Ooh. Ugh, sneeze. Okay, so it does use. Fuck. Alright. Do probably. There's a great. I know I need the ice. How is it here? I should leave. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. Take this. Could have left. Could have left. Gonna remember that. Gonna remember this. These are staying here. Fuck, I want to leave them in other. You know, can I just... better. Everybody looks better. I had to go with basketball. Come on. The staple. I can see like a seam on her back. What the fuck? How have I seen that? I can't. I gotta. Damn, 1997 to 1996, fucking to 2002. Resident Evil and the director's cut. Fuck it. You're up. 2000. West fucking Resident Evil. Resident Zero, that's her 3D, the Resident Evil. Realize how yeehaw. Fuck it. Those are saying now. I'm gonna take this to 2 blocks. All right, this is staying here until I actually have. This is coming. Driven. That's. There you go. 1 pounds. Yeah, it's fucking 10. Oh. I should shoot. That's a scorpion. Let's drop stuff and then grab. Whatever. Alright, motherfucker. Fucking scorpion. Ah! Ow. Ow. Ah! Oh, fuck. Dead.
Resident Evil
That's
0.
it. Oh. Didn't the door. Alright. Drop. Leave. Leave. Fine. Problem. Don't know how to kill Scorpo. Actually, just all right. Scorpion. I didn't pick up the pick. All right. Ow. Oh, fuck. I don't. Damn. I don't remember how to beat this.
Resident Evil 0.
Yeah. I think Looks like okay. Figure out what to kill it. It looked like aiming up wasn't working. It looked like aiming down. Or yep. Ow, I couldn't see you. Didn't reload. Oh, come on. Oh, that's bad. No, I didn't reload. Okay, I figured it out. It's
Resident Evil.
these new games got me fucked up, man. These new games got me fucked up. Game's fucked up, man. Yeah. Oh. I know no. Like how fucking trial and error in this game is: do I shoot forward, do I shoot up, or do I shoot down? Oh, try all of them. That works. Guy, have fun going all the way back. That's fucked up. That the save room is like before this area. It's a good thing I saved before then. Fuck. How far back I would have to go? Pretty sure what card I have. I keep or know how the fuck the game works. Which I might do for 2, 3, and well, I think use. I know I can do it for 8 because of 4, which was basic. All right. Also fighting the controls of this game too. Okay. Ow. Fuck. Oh. Greater panel. Used to open access. Hunting gun. Oh, fucking scorpion, dude. If we're saved, no, but I'll find it. Don't know. Fight like now, it'll fucking yeah. Fucking. Save ribbons and oh, that says the New York Times. Ah, get off of me. I healed. Oh. Not a great use of ammo, especially because that one fucker didn't want to go down. There's one. Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck. Back. Kick. Son of a bitch. No. Fuck off of me. Get off. Why are you so tanky? You pull it up. Hookshot operator's manual. The device should only be used when inspecting difficult to access car route or when connecting special trains. Return to proper location after use. For to use, there is a ladder outside the small window by the first floor section door in the third carriage. Fire the device. Wait. There's a ladder outside the small window by the first floor section, the third carriage. Fire the device that is hooked. Fire the device so that it hooks high onto the ladder. Using the winch to climb after securing the hook. Use the winch to lift yourself up. This grappling hook can only lift 1% of the time. Beware that the unit may be damaged if lifting more than. Oh, Rebecca. Fuck. All right, Rebecca. Fuck. Okay. I'm assuming you only fuck. I forgot I could. You like. Okay. Crazy how fast I can switch between characters, but takes next scene. One. Like said. Current room, visit a location. What carrot? Obviously that carrot. Was that blue light? Definitely said first. Where to use? There's a ladder outside the small window by the first floor section door. The third carrot. Obviously. Third. So. Yeah. Front. I'm dumb. Big dumb. Ooh, thank you. Don't do anything stupid. The window you see a broken ladder. What do you mean? All of these. Press crack, jump down through the crack. Yes. Bastard. definitely. This is the game's way of telling me you probably go save. Ribbon. All right, Rebecca, please. Calm down. It's okay. Huh? Yeah. I don't have the knife. Freedom. Who the is fucking. I don't remember if this one gives you. I'll definitely have to send up. Okay. Also, there's no. That makes 0 sense how I involved this. Or oh, crap. I traveled like a whole ass train car now that I think about it. I literally was on a whole ass different train car. That's just fuck. You go. It's the shine. Because There's a knife for Rebecca. Which I'll have to go. There's no necessary space.
This is Delta Team. This is Delta Team. We have gained control of the train. Over.
Understood.
This does not make any sense. How was the T-virus leaked? And why did it contaminate both the lab and the mansion, as well as a train almost 3 miles away?
That's irrelevant. We must make sure no knowledge of this gets out. Destroy the train. Completely. How far away are you from the nearest branch line?
About 10 minutes to...
What happened?
Joey. Too dangerous to go on. Fuck. Alright. Let's go get her knife then. And then after I get the knife, I will bring her with me. I feel like the knife. I can also explore. Bring. It's not the. Train light. As long as he just keeps. I don't know why I thought of that, but it fucking worked, I guess. Climb down here. I'm gonna drop the knife in the hallway. I'm gonna go back up for the shotgun. I could have shot. Save. Oh, could be wrong. I don't know. Don't. Like thinking back to how much the amount of inventory space in 8 isn't. The fact that you have 2 characters, them both. Save. Save. Ribbon left. Feels bad saving this often. I mean, seems newer. More like crash. Already been. Took me about an hour to fucking took an hour just to actually start. Free space. So ready. master of this game takes roughly 10. Don't. We're gonna be beating 0. Get through. I'll play for half hour to an hour. Probably finish. Started. I. Oh my god. Says after 0. Which I know will take about a that fast wave reload, if I remember correctly. So weird having triangle be your square be. Okay, where's fix it.
The train will either derail or crash. I gotta stop this thing.
Fuck. Using the brake control, the following 3 steps are necessary to operate. Step 1. Activating controls. Brake controls are located in the following location. The driver's car department, or the first car's driver's compartment. The rear deck of the 5th car. To activate the system, you must insert the magnetic card into the first, or into the device in the 5th car. This will supply power to both sets of controls. Brake controls are located in following locations. First car's driver's department, rear deck. 5th car, activate the system. You must insert the magnetic card in the device to the 5th car. This will supply power to both sets of controls. Enter the code in the rear deck units to release the lock after the driver's compartment code can. Enter driver's compartment code. Enter the code for the driver's compartment unit. Remove the lock upon completion of. Like that's pretty stupid. Who will stay behind? Okay.
I'll go over to the back deck and manipulate the control panel for the brake. Then you apply the brake from here, okay?
All right. Billy,
What?
be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck. I don't know what the code is. Out of my way. Out of my way. Get out of the way. Ah. Go away from me. Fuck. Get off of me. Good thing I went with Billy. He's a little more resilient. You can use this to operate the brake. Oh, I have to get it to equal 81. Fuck. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 9, 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Fuck. Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck you, I'm cheating. 10. 81. What's 81 times? Or what's 81? No, there's no such thing as 80. What's it? 80 times. Fuck. Fuck. Okay. What? I'm so stupid. What am I doing? 8, 9 times is. What is 8, 9 times? 8. Son of a bitch. I am blanking. 8, 9 times is 82. And then plus 1, right? Or plus 9. Or 72. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. God, I'm so stupid.
This is Billy. I've engaged the control device for the brake. Over.
Roger. I'll put the brake on now.
$67. All right. 67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's still 10. 70. So 63 is for that. 63. And we plus 4. So I need to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a genius. Just do basic math, not under pressure, okay? Whoa! Yeah, I was like on the back end. I'm definitely dead. I was not in a train car. I definitely got flung off at Mach 3 and hit a wall.
Rebecca.
Dude, okay, I was about to say, like, he was in the front of the train car. Like, there's no fucking feasible way that you could just be like, Rebecca. You'd be like, hey, I'm right here.
We have to find a way out.
Oh, that's. Looks like all of them important. Get off the drink. Felt perfectly right here. Got it. Grand. That's danger. Authorized person. That's it.
The Umbrella Research Center? The first general manager, Dr. James Marcus.
Who on earth are those people?
She's just a rookie, a member of STARS.
What about the male?
I'm unfamiliar with him.
Attention. This is Dr. Marcus. Please be silent as we reflect upon our company motto. Obedience breeds discipline. Discipline breeds unity. Unity breeds power. Power is life.
Who are you? It was I who scattered the T-virus in the mansion. Needless to say, I contaminated the train, too.
What?
Revenge. On Umbrella.
What a beautiful singing voice.
Dr. Marcus?
10 years ago, Dr. Marcus was murdered by Umbrella. You helped them, didn't you?
I don't remember. I thought I did. A huge portrait of first director of the facility, James. Come on. That's crazy. I have to go. Go. No. It's so far back. So
Resident Evil 0.
streaming hours. Fucking God. I'm gonna end today's stream a little early. What these streams will probably be like. Who knows? I might after streaming Strangers of Paradise tomorrow. I'll be streaming Strangers of Paradise tomorrow with S-Ren co-op cast. Well, these streams will normally today. A little tired. Thank you. Because I do want to listen to this entire with him. Get up.